Level 1. Taken. You are 8 years old when the horses arrive in your village. Maybe you are 18. It depends on the year, the region, how long since the last levy. You don't know the word Devshirme yet. You will. An Ottoman officer stands in the square with a list. Your mother has already been told. Hand over your healthiest son, or hand over the tax instead. Some families choose the tax. Yours can't afford it. You are inspected like livestock teeth, shoulders, the sharpness in your eyes. Because the empire is not collecting bodies. It's collecting potential. You are one of an estimated 200,000 boys taken from Balkan Christian villages across the life of this system. Greek, Serbian, Bulgarian, Albanian, it doesn't matter which. The list doesn't care what language your mother sings in. You are put on a road heading east with boys you've never met, and the village behind you gets smaller until it isn't there anymore. You cry the first night. Every boy does. The officers don't stop. Grief doesn't slow the march. You don't know it yet, but this levy has existed since the mid to late 1300s, since a sultan named Murad I decided an empire needed soldiers who owed loyalty to nothing but the throne, not land, not family, not memory. You are that soldier now. You just don't have the uniform. Taken, not chosen. Level 2. Converted. You are handed to a Turkish farming family in Anatolia, and for the next 3 to 5 years, you are theirs. You learn Turkish because you have no choice. The language of home is beaten out of your mouth by simple absence. Nobody left to speak it with. You are converted to Islam. You are circumcised. Your name is replaced with one the empire chose for you, and somewhere in a register you no longer exist under your birth name at all. You work the fields. You sleep in a stranger's house. You are not being punished. You are being erased. Carefully, on purpose, so that in a few years there will be nothing left in you for the empire to compete with. You think about your mother's face, and it's already going soft at the edges, like a coin worn down from handling. You don't carry a weapon yet. You carry water, and grain, and a farmer's tools, and a silence that used to be a language. Some nights you almost forget you're being prepared for anything at all. Then, it starts. Level 3. Cadet Asimi Oglin. You are marched into barracks with hundreds of other boys who all went through the same erasing. You are now Asimi Oglin, a raw boy, a rookie, and for the next 3 to 7 years, this word is your entire identity. There are 34 training ortas dedicated to boys exactly like you, and the discipline is closer to a monastery than an army. Celibacy is enforced. Punishment is exact. You learn to read, to write, theology, law, sometimes poetry, sometimes 3 languages, and underneath all of it, how to put a blade or a bowstring in another man's direction without hesitating. You are being built, piece by piece, the way a smith builds a blade. Nobody's allowed to see until it's finished. You start to notice something strange. You're good at this. You're fast with a weapon, faster with your memory. An officer marks your name down, and for the first time since the square in your village, someone is watching you for a reason that isn't fear. You finish training in a ceremony called Chikma, the departure, and you are sorted into whichever branch fits what you've shown. Soldier, bureaucrat, or scholar of the faith. You are sorted into the ranks. You are a weapon now. Level 4. New soldier. You are assigned to an orda, one of up to 196 in the entire corps, and for the first time, you are paid. You are a Janissary, one of the first standing, salaried, uniformed soldiers in Europe, drawing quarterly wages called ulufe, while most of the continent still fights with feudal levies who go home after harvest. In the 15th century, A rank-and-file soldier like you might draw somewhere between 4,000 and 7,000 aksha a year, real money, tracked against a pay ticket with your name on it, called an esame. You cannot marry, not until you're roughly 40, if the rule holds this decade. You cannot grow a beard, only a mustache, the visible mark of what you are. You cannot trade, cannot own property, cannot belong to anything except this. You belong to the cauldron instead. Every Friday, your orta marches its great copper cooking pot to the palace kitchens for its ration of pilaf. It sounds small. It isn't. If a Janissary orta ever refuses that food, if the cauldron gets overturned instead of filled, that's not a food complaint. That's mutiny. The empire has a word for it. Kazan Kaldirmak, raising the cauldron. Centuries from now, ordinary Turks will still use that phrase for rebellion, long after they've forgotten it started with soup. You march, you drill, you carry a musket now, one of the first standing forces in the region to fight this way. Your headgear is tall felt, decorated with a spoon, a joke, and a warning at the same time. A reminder that this whole institution was built out of a kitchen and a mother's absence. You are a soldier of the Sultan. You have a rank now. Level 5, Squad Leader Bolukbashi. You are promoted, finally, after years not bought, not gifted, earned through seniority inside your own orta, because that's the only door this system opens. You cannot transfer units to climb faster. Only your own commanders can punish you, or promote you. You are given command of a Bolukbashi, a squad carved out of your orta, and for the first time other men look to you before they move. You remember being 8 years old in a square, being inspected like livestock. You are the one inspecting now. In garrisons like Algiers, men describe the latter plainly. Any ordinary soldier who serves long enough can eventually become an Aga commander of the entire corps. It sounds like a fantasy. It has happened before. It could happen to you. You don't feel like the boy from the village anymore. You're not sure you feel like anything from before. You are climbing. Level 6, Company Officer Odabashi. You command a full barracks room, now an Odia, and the titles under you read like a kitchen roster. Ashchibashi, the master cook. Sakabashi, head of the water carriers. Chorichi, the baker. This entire military machine still calls itself a hearth, an okak, bound by shared meals instead of blood. You start to understand why. You have no blood left in this system. Your mother is a coin worn smooth in your memory. Your brothers, if you had any, are strangers in a country you were told to forget. Your men are your family now, and you are responsible for every piece of their discipline, their equipment, their readiness, because if any of it fails, it's your name against it, not theirs. You start losing sleep over inventory counts and drill scores. You start understanding what your old commanders never told you. Rank doesn't lighten the weight. It just changes the shape of it. You are trusted with more men and less rest. The weight is yours now. Level 7, Regimental Commander, Chorbaji. You command an entire orda now, anywhere from 100 to 500 men, depending on the era. You carry a ceremonial ladle as your badge of office, a literal echo of the Corps' oldest joke. Your title, Chorbaji, means soup maker. You don't cook anymore. You command. You keep the defters, the registers of personnel, equipment, inheritance claims, because a soldier under your command doesn't just live under you. He exists in you, on paper, or he doesn't exist to the empire at all. You are rotated, deliberately, often to frontier postings, and you understand why even as it isolates you, the empire is afraid of what happens when a commander loves his post more than his sultan. You are moved before you can put down roots, moved before your men become yours instead of his. You think of Constantine Mihailovich, a Serbian boy taken in 1455, just like you were taken, who rose to command 50 Janissaries and was paid their wages directly. He wrote it all down afterward. He's one of the only ones who ever did. You wonder if anyone will remember your name the way they remember his. You are powerful, and you are alone, moved from post to post, like a piece on someone else's board, never allowed to stay long enough to be loved by the men who serve you. Command is a leash. Level 8. Corps Commander. Janissary Agassi. You are chosen personally by the Sultan to command the entire corps. Every Orta, every Chorbaji, every Akami Oghlan, still being erased in some barracks somewhere. All of it answers to you now. You sit on the divan, the Imperial Council, second in military rank, only to a provincial governor-general. You are, on paper, one of the most powerful men in the empire. You are also standing on the most dangerous ground in it. You command well over 100,000 armed men, and every sultan who has ever sat this throne knows exactly what that means. If the corps turns, you turn with it, whether you ordered the mutiny or not. Sultan Osman II tried to disband a corps like yours in 1622. They killed him for it. Sultan Selim III tried to build a rival army to replace men like yours in 1807. They deposed him too, and he died soon after. You have named predecessors who climbed exactly this high and then were removed, exiled, executed not for failing the Sultan, but for the corps failing around them. You built your whole life climbing toward this chair. You did not build a way to leave it safely. Power like this has teeth. Level 9. Imperial Statesman Grand Vizier. You are the boy from the square. You are also now the second most powerful man alive. A soldier like you named Sokolu Mehmet Pasha, taken by Devshirme, from a Bosnian Serb family, converted, trained exactly as you were trained, rose through commander of the guard, high admiral of the fleet, governor general, third vizier, second vizier, and in June 1565 became Grand Vizier, the Sadrazam, the single most powerful office beneath the throne itself. You are given, as he was, an honor no soldier of your origin is supposed to receive. Marriage into the royal family, a sultan's own granddaughter, an exemption from every rule that once told you what you weren't allowed to have. You govern for the better part of 15 years, across 3 different sultans. You stand beside one of them as he dies during a siege. You make a decision that terrifies you. More than any battlefield ever did you hide the Sultan's death from the army for weeks. You manage an empire's succession in total secrecy, because panic in that moment could unmake everything you both built. You did it. You held the empire together with silence and nerve. You are not the boy in the square anymore. You are the man the boy's captors answer to. In 1579, you are assassinated. Power like this does not retire. It ends. You reached the top of the ladder, and the ladder was never safe. Level 10. Extinction. The cauldron overturned. You are not one man anymore. You are the whole institution, standing in Constantinople on the 15th of June, 1826. Sultan Mahmud II has announced your corps will be dissolved. Scattered into the regular army you were always meant to make obsolete. You do what men like you have always done. When threatened, you overturn the cauldrons and march to the hippodrome, the oldest language of Janissary defiance, the one that has worked for centuries. It does not work this time. The Sultan has built his own army, loyal only to him, and he has the cannon aimed at your barracks. He unfurls the Prophet's sacred banner and calls every believer against you. Grape shot tears through your ranks in the street. Your barracks, the hearth, the okak, the thing that once meant family to a stolen child is set on fire around you. Over 4,000 die in the barracks alone. Broader counts, including street fighting and later executions, run past 6,000. The corps that began with one frightened boy in a village square ends the same month, abolished by decree after roughly 460 years. Somewhere, right now, in a village you'll never see, an officer with a list is stepping down from his horse. A mother is being told to hand over her son. You don't know the word Devshirme yet. You will.